Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It's the end of a work week for many of us. It's a gorgeous day outside, and what a beautiful day to actually take a walk downtown. And as you can see today, our banner sponsor is Tequilas. So that means come on downtown and enjoy one of our great restaurants that are down there. There are access points on either end of the 400 block of Pagosa Street. So come on down. It's a beautiful day, not supposed to be as windy today. So with us, we have uh, our lovely CDOT representative joining us again this week, Adair Christensen. Adair, thanks so much. It's been a busy week, it looks like.
Yes, thank you everyone for your patience this week. We did have a last minute closure of the intersection at South 2nd Street. That's still going on today. What does that mean for traffic? Well, traffic on 160 can still get through on 160, but if you're wanting to go and turn off onto South 2nd Street, you'll have to find an alternative route, which I believe is Hot Springs Boulevard to Hermosa Street.
And you can also, oh, okay, for that South 6. Yep, there
Yep.
you go. South 2nd.
But that closure should wrap up this afternoon by the end of the day. I don't believe it's causing too many traffic impacts just to get through town, but I do have some impacts to talk about next week, something to put on your
Oh,
calendar.
okay. So let's talk about those impacts. I know everybody is
Okay.
loves those.
Yeah, let's get right into it. So, since we started this project a few months ago, we let you know that there could be 15-minute delays as we're moving heavy equipment around. And that, as from my observations and the team observations, we've gotten pretty lucky lately. There haven't been very many delays other than your morning congestion or rush hour. But starting next week, Monday, May 9th, or sorry, 5th, got ahead of myself. Starting next Monday, May 5th, and probably continuing into the week after, plan for actual full stops, alternating traffic guided by a flagger, and plan ahead. Give yourself an additional 15 minutes travel time no matter what direction you're headed. The work is going to take place between the 100 and 200 blocks of US 160 or Pagosa Street. So that would be on the east limits of the project zone as you're crossing the San Juan River. And what crews are going to need to do is bore underneath the lanes of travel. So they're drilling down under the lanes you're traveling on and working on utility lines and replacing those lines. And in order to do that, we can't have the weight of both vehicles in both directions on the road. So we are going to be alternating traffic. That's a whole lot of information. To narrow it down, just give yourself an extra 15 minutes if you're traveling through Pagosa the next 2 weeks. And it's not oh, this could possibly happen. No, we are stopping traffic. It is
And
happening.
and Adair, how long do they think that process will be taking?
Well, the process between the 100 and 200 blocks is going to be a 2 week thing. So
Two
plan for
weeks.
delays for the
Okay.
next 2 weeks. But then we're moving down the road and we're going to fix utilities at all the intersections. So we'll let you know the next blocks they're headed
Okay.
to. But this is probably going to be a common occurrence through the summer.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's a big one. And that is complete stop of traffic then in
Com-
alternating directions, just
yeah.
at certain pinch points.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And the next week's pinch point is going to be closer to First and Second Street.
Okay.
And what they're doing is they're actually getting in there and replacing and fixing those utility lines, the water utility lines. So if you're a business or a residence on both the north and south side of Pagosa Street, you may have some water interruptions next week. Our team is great about getting out there, going door to door, making sure everyone who's going to be directly impacted by those interruptions knows about it. So we'll
Great.
keep
Yep.
you in
We've
the
got
know.
a few restaurants down in that area that just need to have some TLC down there. So,
Hmm.
and lots of pressure right now. They're doing uh, a fair amount of business because that's the lesser part of what's congested or blocked off. And so and they've got parking, but that will impact them. So I know that CDOT will be on it and the communications crew to let them know.
Yeah, and these impacts, I know they're frustrating and they could be hard for having a business. What our team is trying best to do is when there is going to be an interruption, of course, letting everyone know and trying to make those utility interruptions only occur at night, not during business hours. But again, some things are out of our control. The silver lining, if there is any to this all, is once this is done, this phase of the project, this summer, we are going to try to work on a lot of the utility lines using the technique of boring. So that means going under the ground, under the lanes of travel, and trying to get both the north and the south side of the road, those lines repaired this season. So once we get to switching traffic over and working on the other side of the road, there won't be as many tedious locates, utility work. We're going to get the brunt of that work done this season, which that's a great silver lining.
That is a silver lining. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
wonderful to hear. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, good to know. How's safety working this week?
Safety is a lot better. I think the community's doing a great job of checking each other before you're crossing the street, letting everyone know that the work zone is off limits. It's very dangerous. So make sure you're going to those open crosswalks and following signage. Don't get in the work zone. The crews are busy, busy in that work zone. What's interesting about this project is we're working with older maps, older utilities. Some lines were not haven't even been used, and they're finding all kinds of treasures in that work zone and having to use heavy equipment to dig them up. Another pro to that, though, is after this work is done, we're going to have really great, accurate maps of all the utility lines on Pagosa Street so that when a future water line breaks or something's wrong with an underground pipe, we'll know exactly where to go to find those. So that's something Pagosa hasn't had for a while, which will be helpful.
Right. And we knew that that was a big part of this project. We knew that that component of this project was going to be at the beginning, and that if we were going to run into delays, that it would be in identifying where these utility lines are. Because you're right, we have a lot of aging infrastructure. And so it's really important that we correct that aging infrastructure, work on that for the, just simply because of leaking lines or waste or anything like that, but also for future repairs and, the growth of the community. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
it's a big project, and we knew that at the beginning, if there was going to be any delays, this was where it was most likely going to take place.
Yes, we're getting that foundation built. The concrete road surface will be quote unquote easy. It will be the frosting on the cake. And then the cherry on top will be your beautiful new sidewalks, planters, trees, all the beautification things that's really going to make downtown refreshed.
Great. So, anything else in construction or any other high points this week?
The construction, that's about it for impacts. Like I said last week, it's like an iceberg. You may not see a lot going on, but there is a lot of underground, behind the scenes work going on. The the team in the office, we have a temporary office in the old county building downtown. They're busy scheduling crews, ordering supplies and pipes. There's a lot going on that you're not seeing. Um, and that will continue through the summer.
Well, I did want to pass on a comment from one of the businesses about how impressed they were about with WW Clyde and how clean they're actually keeping the downtown area as much as construction allows
Mhm.
them to do so. So kudos to that as well. I want to remind our business community, coming out next week will be the survey of some incentive programs that the business community is looking at for this summer, please complete that survey and get that to us. It's a simple Google Doc. You just fill it out. We've got some exciting incentive programs. And please take time next week to fill that out. We have a few more things to research, and then we will be talking about that at the Cone Zone meeting, which will be on May 19th at 5:30 p.m. And this time we will be at Mountain Pizza and Tap Room. So join us there. There's a lot of stuff going on. And again, just because the construction has happened, we have a lot to plan for the summer. April is behind us. The slowest month of the year for Pagosa is behind us. So we're going to move into summer, and I can assure you people are coming. So let's get ready for them, and let's give our locals some incentives to come downtown as well. So please fill out the survey and get your opinions back to us so we can start the Main Street program, and the Chamber can start working on those programs for you, our business community. Adair, anything else? Any of the outlier projects that you want to comment on? Or are we good to go with that big news of actual stopping of traffic?
Well, the other good news is we again appreciate your patience during the chip seal project on US 84 this week. That work is complete. I don't think there are any other chip seal projects planned for that area this month. If there are, we'll let you know. And we have different places to go to get your information at CDOT. There's different ways, places. We always point people to cotrip.org. That's where you'll see the orange construction icons. You can plan your routes for the day. And also our Southwest Colorado CDOT News Facebook group is a great place to go and get updates with photos. And we have a little fun on there as well. So there's so many different ways. This project has their own construction newsletter. So don't forget to go on to CDOT.gov and subscribe to the Pagosa Reconstruct Project newsletter if you're wanting all the details for each week.
Okay. Well, thank you again so much. That's big news, especially for our East Side businesses. Please be aware, and I'm sure the CDOT communication team will be in touch with you, but we invite you to get that early information here on our Friday Facts with CDOT every Friday at 11 o'clock. Join in. It's quick. I don't want to say quick and dirty, but it is quick and informative. How about that? Mm-hmm. So thank you again for joining us. And we will have someone from CDOT joining us again next Friday, this same time, 11 o'clock.
Yes. See you then.
All right. Thank you, Adair. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Please go to CDOT and go to the CDOT website, and you can also access that through the Chamber's website with all the same information. So whatever you have bookmarked on your computer, get to there. If you scroll down on the Chamber's homepage, we also have that graphic with CDOT and that link, and go there for the latest information on the project. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again next Friday